I got a nice piece of history for you guys. Basketball history, NBA history. Great moment. Something to remember. I've never seen this before. I just stumbled upon it a couple days ago. This is part of an interview with Charles Barkley. Right when it was known in the NBA that Michael Jordan is coming back to the NBA. He hasn't come back yet, but it was known that he's coming back. Charles Barkley was still playing for the Phoenix Suns, and he was asked the question of whether he thought that Michael Jordan coming back can regain his level of play and dominance in the NBA after coming back and missing 2 years. His answer to that question, very interesting, very telling. I want you to listen to it. It's not long, and I'll be right back to kind of give you my opinion on it.
You feel as though Michael can come back right now and perform at the level that he was?
No, I don't think. I think maybe in the beginning he might have a big adrenaline rush, and he's going to play well. But as far as reaching the level he reached a few years ago, that's impossible. I don't think anybody can ever attain something 2 years later that they had. That's impossible.
Your own personal retirement, now that Michael's back, might you reconsider and play a few more years now?
I have not even mentioned retirement this season. If my health holds up, I'm going to play. I mean, the only reason I considered retiring last year was because of my back. I've been healthy all season, and retirement is something I had not even mentioned this season.
You're inspired by his return?
It really doesn't affect us unless they get to the finals. I think that we feel like we have the best record in the league, and our goal is to get to the finals. And if they can get to the finals, it would be great to have a rematch. But they got a tougher road. We're going to be at home at least 2 out of 3 series, more than likely. They have to win every series on the road, so it'd be a great rematch.
Charles, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
No problem.
So you saw the question, and you saw what Charles Barkley's response was. Now, this literally shows how immature and uneducated basketball-wise some NBA fans are when they point out Michael Jordan's failure in the NBA playoffs in that first season that he came back when he played 17 games. You have a professional athlete here telling you directly that in his opinion, as a professional NBA player for years, it is impossible to regain your level of play and dominance after missing 2 years. Now, in the minds of LeBron James fans, when we're comparing LeBron James and Michael Jordan, they're pointing this out as one of Michael Jordan's biggest failures, that when he played against the Orlando Magic, he had some turnovers, and the Bulls basically lost that series to the Orlando Magic, and they weren't able to get to the NBA Finals to play, I believe, the Houston Rockets. Now, Michael Jordan, again, was not in basketball shape. He was in baseball shape. But nobody wants to listen to that explanation. They laugh at it as an excuse, but it just shows their lack of knowledge basketball-wise because they dismiss it. Now, you have Charles Barkley, a top NBA player at the time, telling you that it not only for that season, in his mind, in his opinion, it was literally impossible for Michael Jordan to regain his level of dominance in the league and the level that he played at, no matter how many more seasons he played. He just said he won't be able to get up to that level again, period, in Charles Barkley's mind. Now, we know that Michael Jordan did just that. He regained his level of play. That first season he came back, he played 17 games. Of course, it was a failure in the playoffs. Michael wasn't his old self. But then when he got back in shape, he worked on his game. He played 3 seasons, 95-96, 96-97, 97-98. He dominated the league completely. He was the best player in the NBA those 3 years, no question. He had the MVP in 95-96, the MVP in 97-98. He was second in MVP voting in 96-97. But no matter what you say, he was still the best NBA player at that time. Now, Michael Jordan, through those 3 seasons, played 82 games every single season. Every season. For the regular season, he averaged 30.4 points per game, 29.6, and 28.7. That's in his regular season. Now, when you look at those years in the playoffs, those seasons in the playoffs, he was 30.7 in the first, 31.1 average in the second year, and at 34, he was averaging 32.4 points per game in his third year. That was in 97-98. Now compare that to Charles Barkley, who said that Michael Jordan could not regain his level of play and all that other stuff. In 1994-95, when Michael Jordan came back, Michael Jordan was 94-95. Michael Jordan was 31 years old. He was exactly the same age as Charles Barkley. And from what you heard from Charles Barkley, he already had some health issues. He had some back problems and that he was dealing with the season before. This current season that he was talking about, he was good. He was okay. He was playing, at a level that he was comfortable with, because he was even considering retirement the season before because of his back problems. So he was looking at Michael Jordan through his own perspective of having health issues already. And Michael Jordan just did not have that. Michael Jordan also had a different standard for himself athletically, different standard of working on his body, working on his game. Charles Barkley was just not that kind of player, not at the level of Michael Jordan. Charles Barkley was one of the top players in the NBA period at that time, but nobody was at Michael Jordan's level, period. That's not even a question. So it was interesting to me looking at this interview, because Charles Barkley was honest, courteous in his response, and he just told it how he felt it. And him and Michael Jordan were really close friends at the time. Now they're not on speaking terms, you could say, because of a fallout that they had between each other. But at the time, they were best friends. Maybe it was a little bit of talk, kind of taking a jab at Michael Jordan. Maybe it was, the way he was actually thinking. But I think this was an honest response, and he just thought that Michael Jordan will never be the Michael Jordan that he was before he retired after the 92-93 season. I hope you guys like these kinds of videos. Tell me what you think. The comment section is open. What is your response to this short interview from Charles Barkley, this history lesson? I think it's important to learn as much as we possibly can about the NBA history, because today's players coming in, they just have zero clue about past players, what was happening, how the league was played, and rules and all that other stuff. So again, leave a comment, like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.